Today we are here with Sav revealing the groups that he will be focusing on. Why am I saying myself in the third person? The groups that I'll be focusing on from most likely next week on. Okay, now I'm gonna explain everything. Okay, if you haven't seen the trailer, because basically I'm gonna be doing arcs now. Okay, I'm gonna spice up my channel a little bit. Okay, basically what I have been doing recently is I've just been reacting to just everything. Okay, new comebacks, just taking requests, doing a bunch of different things. So I've kind of been all over the place, and honestly it's been amazing because I get to react to a ton of groups, listening to a bunch of music that if I was focusing on specific groups, I probably wouldn't be able to get to as much music as I have recently. But it is time for me to start focusing again, because the one pro that focusing on groups does is that it allows me to get to know the members and also catch up on a lot of groups' discographies that I haven't finished. Okay, because I've only finished one group's discography, and that's Dreamcatcher. You know, any newer groups that have recently debuted, I don't really count as completing their discography because they're new. They have like 1 or 2 albums or whatever. But groups that have been here for a while, I've only finished Dreamcatchers. I'm close to finishing ATs. There's a couple other groups that I'm close to finishing. But I am excited because I am going to be starting to focus on specific groups, and I'm going to explain how I'm going to do so. Okay. Again, if you haven't seen the little trailer that I made for Arc 1, go check that out. I'm going to be making trailers for the different groups that I'm going to be focusing on. So this is the reveal of Group 1. Okay. Group 1 in Hypen, ATs, Ive, and Espa. Editing Sav here, and actually I'm decided that I'm going to be focusing on 5 groups. Now you might be like, whoa, Sav, that's too much, but I got a plan. Okay, I got a plan. And the 5th group that I'm going to be focusing on is actually NCT. Now I'm going to be focusing on 127 first. Okay, I want to go back to my roots, the group that really got me into K-pop. I'm gonna start 127. After 127, Dream, Wavy. Actually, I might do Wavy before Dream. I'm gonna go Wavy, Dream, and then Wish. Okay, I'm gonna give Wish some extra time to release some more stuff, so then I can react to Wish. The reason why I'm making this decision is because I've been listening to All My Youth by Wavy for like the millionth time, and I was like, you know what, man, I miss my boys. So I'm gonna explain more when the video cuts back to the original video, how I plan about going about this. But how I'm gonna be doing this is it's gonna depend. So my plan is to have a day of the week. So there's 5 days in a week, you know, or well, 7 days, but 5 days for the weekdays. And since I have 5 groups, I want to focus on each group for one day, just record multiple videos, whether for YouTube or Patreon, or well, I guess both, and just focus on a specific group that day. Now, there's things like Boys Planet 2, there's things like other like survival shows or shows that come up where I might need to react to that for a day, and it might like cut off a group for a day. That's why I'm going to be a little bit more flexible in a sense, where not every week am I going to be doing that strategy where I record a specific group for that one day and then the next group. Some days it's going to be, okay, let me record a couple of videos for these 2 groups, like on a Monday, then on Tuesday for this group, then on Wednesday for the other 2 groups. I'm going to do good. Okay, I got y'all. I promise y'all I'm locked in. So the groups I'm going to be focusing on are Enhypen, ATs, NCT 127, okay, Ive, and then Espa. And then when it comes to the next group, it's going to be it's probably going to be 4. Okay, it's going to be Wavy. So after 127, it's going to be Wavy, another boy group, and then 2 girl groups. I think at some point I'm going to have to do 3 girl groups to kind of make up for doing 3 boy groups. This was kind of like a spontaneous decision because I miss NCT. But yeah, I promise y'all I'm going to be locked in. I'm ready. I'm excited. Back to the video. Now, this one isn't too exciting, and that sounds crazy, but the reason why is because the last time I was focusing on groups, 3 of these groups were the groups I was already starting to focus on. Enhypen, Ive, and Espa. Instead of ATs, it was ZB1, but now I'm putting ATs here, okay? So, basically how things are going to work. The reason why I picked 3 of the groups that I were already focusing on and then ATs is because basically with these 4 groups, I'm going to be playing catch up. Okay. With Ive and Espa, I don't think I've reacted to guides for them, so I want to react to guides for these 2 groups here. I've reacted to an Hyping guide and AT's guide. Go check out my reaction to those if you haven't. Basically, I'm going to be catching up on any MVs, any dance practices, performances that I have not seen, okay? And also funny video compilations too. I want to start watching more and more of those to get to know the members' personalities more. So basically, I'm going to be doing 2 things. Playing catch up and also getting to know them more personality-wise, whether it's funny videos, whether it's interviews, things like that, behind the scenes, stuff like that. That is my goal for this first group right here, okay? So you have Enhypen, okay, any MVs I haven't seen, dance practices, performances, funny videos. All these 4 and a couple other stuff will be posted on the YouTubes. Albums, because I want to get through these groups' discographies. Albums, N O'Clock, and Island will be on the Patreon. I have already watched 4 episodes of Island, and I believe 4 episodes of N O'Clock. So if you want to see my reaction to those are up on the Patreon. And albums. So again, albums and MVs, dance practices, performances, these are like me playing catching up on things that I haven't seen yet, you know, things like that. Funny videos, I haven't included it in here, but interviews, N O'Clock, Island, things like that is where I get to know them more personality wise. Also, you might see some mistakes here. I don't think there's any mistakes, but I kind of made this in a rush to, you know, I wasn't going to make a PowerPoint at first. I was just going to tell y'all with like full face cam, but it's cool to just have it here so you guys can read it. AT's again, playing catch up with some of these things that I haven't seen. Watching more funny videos. You can see I put a comment here. You can tell this is kind of rushed. Funny videos. I want to continue watching Wanties. That'll be on the Patreon. I have watched Kingdom. So if you want to see my Kingdom reactions, where AT's is in it, Stray Kids is in it, B2B, over there in the Patreon if you want to see it. But I will be playing a little bit of catch up with AT's. AT's is a group that I'm super familiar with, but there's still plenty of things that I haven't seen. So again, I want to catch up on those things and then continuing watching Wanties, because Wanties I've only seen like 7-ish episodes, so I definitely got to get on that and start reacting to that more. I've again catching up on anything I haven't seen. I didn't put MVs here at first because I thought I caught up to everything, but there's like 1 or 2 MVs that I haven't seen yet. I want to continue 1, 2, 3 Ive, watch more funny videos and more, you know, performances, things like that. Catch up with Ive. I didn't put albums in here. I've caught up to basically their whole discography. There's like 1 or 2 Japanese releases that I haven't heard, and then I haven't reacted to the Saweetie MV. But other than that, I've been on top of their discography for the most part. So if you want to see that, most of those are on the Patreon. Title tracks are over here on YouTube. Espa, again, dance practices, performances, funny videos, group shows. I don't know if Espa has a specific group show name or if they just do a bunch of things. I know they're releasing like a school rich man type things pretty soon, but I don't know if they have N O'Clock, Wanties, or 1, 2, 3 Ive. So if they do, let me know. But I definitely want to catch up on some Espa, especially personality wise too, but also performance wise. I've seen a decent amount of their performances, but I need to see a bunch more. And also their dance practices. I have not watched too many of those. So yeah, this is the first group. Now, and the next couple slides are actually the next groups for the, you know, next groups I want to focus on, but I'm not going to be revealing them. I was going to reveal them, but now that I thought of this like arc trailer type thing where I want to do arcs, I would not be revealing it. Now, the way I want to go about this, I'm not really sure yet, because I'm either going to give each of these groups the same amount of time, which would be the most fair thing, or it's different because I'm at a different point with each of these groups when it comes to familiarity. Some groups might need longer times than others for me to like get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with all of them. I know all of them. I know their personality. I'm caught up with most of their music, things like that. So it's either going to be like I give all of them the same amount of time, and then at some point I'm going to shift over to the other 4 groups that are in the next group. Or it will be a case of like, let's say I am satisfied with Enhypen and I'm like, okay, I caught up with most things. Then maybe I'll shift Enhypen out, move the next boy group over. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided, because if I'm doing this like arc thing with like trailers and stuff like that, it would make sense for me to complete these groups and then move on to the next one so I can have a little trailer for it, but I haven't decided. Also, it's not going to be a case of like, oh, I catch up to every single thing they have and then I move on. There will be a point where I decide, okay, I think for right now, I'm done with this group right now, and I want to move on to another group. Now, when I say I'm done with a group, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop reacting, right? Let's say I react to like 3 Wanties episodes a week, and then I move on to the next batch of groups. I'm still going to be reacting to ATs. It's just going to be at like a lesser pace. I'm not going to just leave these groups behind. So yeah, that's basically my plan. Now, it's not just going to be Enhypen, ATs, Ive, and Espa uploaded on the channel, okay? It's not going to be that. They are going to be the typical reacting to new comebacks, the typical deep dives, things like that, which I'm going to show y'all something. Videos like these will still exist. Multiple videos focusing on specific K-pop generations, specific groups within those generations. You know, first, second gen, third gen, fifth gen, fourth gen, things like that. I will still have multiple deep dives on K-R&B and K-hip-hop. There was the one marathon I did that a lot of people love, so I have to do more of those. Maybe not the same amount of length. That was like almost 3 hours, but maybe an hour at a time. Deep dives for specific groups I'm not focusing on. My next group I plan on doing a deep dive for is B2B. And that's not a group that I'll be focusing on within that first batch. So they will still be getting videos. Other groups will still be getting videos. Let's say I move on from Enhypen, ATs, Ive, and Espa, and move on to the next batch. Those 4 groups will still be getting videos, so I'm not going to be leaving them behind. It's just a matter of focusing on specific groups. And I'll also be continuing to keep up with new comebacks. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a short video revealing who the first group is going to be. I'm going to try and make these a more grander of a reveal. You know, like maybe the second trailer for the second arc will come out, and then this type of video, which is a lot more calm, just me kind of explaining things, maybe will be like a bigger deal. I'll try and make this a bigger deal. I'll make sure this is more neat, and maybe I'll wear like a suit or something. I want to make these arcs feel like arcs and feel like something special, and just get y'all more involved within the channel instead of y'all just tuning in just to watch Sav react to the newest comeback and things like that. But yeah, so that is the reveal for the first batch of groups. Again, there is no specific time. It's not like I'm going to take 2 months with these groups. That's like too long, but I do want to give them a decent chunk of time where I'm just focusing on them. Then I'm either going to wait until I'm fully done with these 4 groups to then move on to the next batch of groups, or shift some in and out. It depends. Honestly, I could make a trailer for individual groups too. You know, so let's say I'm done with Enhypen and I want to move in P1 or NCT, for example. I make like a little trailer, like hinting that it might be them or maybe another group, and then I'll reveal it's that group. But yeah, so that is all from me. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and yeah, hopefully y'all are excited for the new Sav. The reason why I'm doing this is because I kind of want to keep me locked in and focused, because I feel like a lot of the times I kind of lose focus on sticking to a couple groups, not because I'm not interested, but because the way I describe it, I have the group that I'm focusing on here, nice and shiny, but then I see another shiny thing over here and I want to grab it. Another one over here, I want to grab it. And then I have like 10 shiny things that I'm focusing on, right? So this is for me to lock in. Expect me to start next week or the week after. You know, I'm not sure yet, but once it starts, you will know. Also, please hold me accountable. Please keep me locked in. If you start seeing me teeter off and start reacting to a bunch of other stuff again, yo, Sav, you said you will focus on these groups, so focus on these groups. And I will, okay? I'm like a kid, I need directing. But I will focus on these groups for sure, and I will keep it this way. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed, because I did.